Welcome to the Awaken the Awesome podcast with your host, Olivier Day. This is Awaken the Awesome, a podcast where we acknowledge that we are all in this together. Through enlightening conversations and personal insights, we like to engage with individuals just like you who show us how they are bringing a little bit of awesomeness along their individual journeys. Our hope is to inspire you to always keep pushing and to stay awesome along the way. Hey, League of Awesome. How's everybody doing? So, if you hear a little bit of exhaustion in the back of my throat, is because I just got off of half of a at-home 60-minute cardio workout. It's 2021, so come this August, I'm going to be turning the big 4-0. You know, as always, always like to keep my health in check, you know, and nothing makes you realize that, you know, you need to mind your body and your health, because if you take care of the physical, the mental is going to follow. So it's always the best thing, you know, put those two stones forward to take care of your physical health as much as your mental health. But you realize when your knees start cracking and your lower back is, you know, asking you to pay your dues, that, you know what, you need to pay a little bit more attention to your physical health. So, yeah, 60-minute workout, put in about 31 minutes, 25. Basically, I was just about to pass out, call it hydration, call it maybe I ate too much, whatever. Anyway, I pushed myself as far as I could, but you have to listen to your body. You know, and it's very important to put in the time to realize that, okay, you know, nothing says that you have to kill yourself over a workout, so just stop. You know, sometimes you have to learn how to stop. And I learned this for the good and the bad. Sometimes you just have to pull away and say, okay, just dust your shoulders off and say, okay, you put in the right amount of time that you possibly could. Do the best you can, and you'll figure it out, you know, until you can do better. So, how's everybody doing? Hope everybody's doing okay. I hope everybody enjoyed. Definitely check it out. The first interview of 2021, which was a lot of fun. Nothing intimidates me more. I said that before in the episode, but I like, you know, pushing myself out of that comfort zone where you realize sometimes that even though you surround yourself with people smarter than you, there's always someone with an amazing story to tell. And for me, it really hit home to connect with such an esteemed guest who knows so much about, you know, agriculture and different alternative means to, you know, assist our native country, Haiti. So it was a really fun episode. Definitely so much knowledge. I actually realized I didn't talk a lot, but sometimes you just have to leave the floor to the guest. And because my aim throughout all these episodes is about not just to entertain you guys, but also, you know, educate you as much as empowering you, but also just sit there, you know, and put my little learner's cap on and actually take notes. So it was a really fun episode. Also, I'm going to keep reminding you guys, because it's very important, as you know, that podcasts are exploding. So again, the playing field, as always, is as competitive as it is. And as you know, the currency, the name of the game right now is all about ratings and reviews. So as always, I'm going to get very tiresome with these, but you know, I have to, because it's very important, because you guys are part of this adventure, and I truly do appreciate every single share, every single like. But it's always important to newcomers here on this wonderful podcast that is Awaken the Awesome, that it's important to actually jump on your favorite podcast platform of choice, whether it's Spotify or Apple Podcast or Google Podcasts, to leave a review where you can, but also leave a rating. And that's what helps, you know, the algorithm and the AI in the background to understand that, you know, this podcast is noteworthy. So with all that said, enough with the shameless plugging. I want to get on today because I was just thinking about something someone told me years ago growing up. And that still resonates true in regards to how you want to step outside of your comfort zone. And sometimes when you're sitting around and looking at how your life is gone, and always telling yourself and beating yourself across the head and asking yourself, why is my life not going? Why am I not getting the things that I want? Yeah, I'm manifesting into the universe. It's harsh to hear, but sometimes it's something that you have to hear. And it goes as such. You get what you tolerate. There's a lot of layers to that, because thinking about this little episode that happened to me when I was growing up. I remember when I used to go to school, and sometimes my mom, suppose I would finish around 2 p.m. and my mom would be notorious for not showing up, at 2 p.m. or 3 or 4, and sometimes it would be 5 and she still hadn't picked me up. And sometimes it wasn't through no fault of her own because my mom's a doctor, so she has her fair share of stuff to do. And oftentimes I would tell her, Mom, you don't need to pick me up. I will happily hitch a ride with a friend. All this to say that over time, it got really annoying and really exhausting to always have to sit around, even on Fridays, because even in high school, sometimes we had a half day and we'd finish at noon. And being the good boy that I am, my mom would say, no, you stay you stay at school and I will pick you up. And at a certain point, it really got really exhausting, really annoying to still be 2, 3 p.m. and I'd still be at school waiting for my mom. So eventually, at some point around my later years, I decided that, you know what, I had had enough. And I politely told my mom, you know what, don't pick me up. So how are you going to get home? I will figure it out. So why that stands in regards to ownership of your journey is that a lot of times you are going to blame other people for stuff that you don't get out of life and circumstances that don't come your way. You're going to spend a lot of time pointing fingers at every single person that didn't give you opportunities, or every single person that stood in your way, and every single, chance that you didn't take. You know what? Guess what? You get what you tolerate, whether it's through relationships, whether it's through, job circumstances, whether it's through just, hey, parenting, because, I'm very big about that. I talk about my kids all the time. You get what you tolerate. Sometimes that, some people ask me okay, why are you so hard? Why are you so hard on your kids sometimes? Well, I believe in discipline and I will not negotiate with terrorists. When I tell my kids, it's time for bed, they know they will roll their eyes at me and they will cry walking their asses upstairs. But I do not negotiate because you get what you tolerate. I will not tolerate disobedience. And that's a story for another time. But you know what? That all falls under the umbrella of you have an inherent responsibility in regards to what is going to reveal itself as what you want out of life. There's this wonderful book by Ben Stein. You guys should definitely check it out, called How to Ruin Your Life. And one of the first chapters is all about the first step towards getting what you want out of life is knowing what you want. So in that regard, you really have to know, okay, first of all, A, what it is that you want, and second, what are the necessary steps you're going to take to get there. And if you're just saying that, okay, I want to lose weight, or I want to produce a hit record, or I want to produce a chart-topping podcast, or I want to, write the next bestseller, and you don't put the necessary steps towards it, what you're doing is saying that, okay, I am okay with being lax. I am okay with being subpar. I am okay with being inefficient. I am okay with not getting these results. You get what you tolerate. So when I hear you 2, 3, 4 months or 2 years not heading towards your dream, and you come to me with the dissatisfaction or exhaustion of not seeing the fruits of your labor, what exact labor are we talking about? You get what you tolerate. I remember this one time, and I've told this story before, but this applies as well. One time I didn't get a promotion, and when I left the job, I spent years being resentful and just just mulling over it until I had to basically check myself and my own ego when I got passed over for the promotion. And I basically years later, this is years of just holding grudges and stuff and blaming everybody else. But I really had to take ownership of that and ask myself, did I ask for the job? When I was told and when it was announced that I was getting passed over, did I walk into an office and say okay, I cannot believe that you passed me over for this? Or did I say that, did I manifest my intent? Did I put in the necessary steps for, not being passed? It's all about responsibility and accountability, guys. You get what you tolerate, whether through your relationships, significant others, or, business relationships or deals. You have to understand, you have to set the right foot forward in regards to your expectations and your standards. And there's no pussyfooting around about that, because there's this resilience and there's this drive that you have to have, and understand that, the higher your dreams, the higher your efforts are going to have to reveal themselves, and what it is exactly that you want out of this journey. So don't just sit around saying, okay, I'm not getting what I want. That's why my immediate reaction, my immediate gut check reaction to you is going to be, what do you want? Don't just rant. What do you want? What do you expect? Because the universe cannot hit a moving target. You will have to come to terms with exactly what it is that you want. And you will have to have that very honest admission. Did I put in the necessary work? Did I put in the time? Did I put in the effort? Or am I just tolerating? Am I just making an excuse for myself? So that really hit me as I was shoveling snow this morning. It's all about what it is that you tolerate. What are you willing to tolerate? Or what are you no longer willing to tolerate? That's a question I can't answer for you. That's a question you have to answer for yourself. So that is what's going to reveal the warrior in you or not. Stay awesome.